everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Yinka. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be making this overlap Bubu dress. For this style today, I'm going to be using 5 yards of Duchess satin. Okay, for this style you can use chiffon, you can use crepe, you can use any fabric that drapes easily, you know, those fabric that flows. Okay, that's what you can use for today's tutorial. You know, it's been long. I welcome our new subscriber, and we have a lot of them now on the channel. So I want to welcome all our new subscribers. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I put up a new tutorial. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. God bless you. To all my old subscribers, thank you for staying with me on this channel. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Okay, so let's get into today's tutorial. So I'm going to cut out twice my client's gown length measurement. So my client's gown length is 64. Measure that 64 2 times. So I added extra 4 inches to it for the hemming allowance at the down part of the fabric. So there will be no joining at the shoulder. There will be no joining at the shoulder. So I cut twice. I cut out from the 5 yard twice my client's gown length measurement with extra inches for my same allowance. Okay, so this is what I have here. So what I will do is just to fold it into 2 this way. This style is very simple, just that you need to pay attention to what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so fold it into 2 like this. The upper part is going to be on fold. After that, I'm going to fold it into 4 like this, and I'll place it on my table. I've placed the folded fabric on the table. So the next thing is just for me to just first confirm the measurement and be sure I have exactly what I want. Okay, so the next thing you do now is just to input the neck width. For the neck width, I'm going to be making it to be 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and the neck depth at the back. Now this fabric is folded into 4, don't forget. So for the neck depth at the back, I'm going to be doing 1.7 inches. This is 1 3/4, and I'm going to connect it this way. So the front neck depth is going to be 10 inches. 10 inches. So I'm going to just use my ruler to curve it like this. See the way I place the ruler? It's just going to be like this. Then I'll blend it down further like this. Okay, can you see? So that I'll first cut the back neckline, then remove the 2 layer inside. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. The neck depth in front is 10 inches, but then I went further to just blend it this way. Okay, the next thing now is to measure where the hand will come out from. So from the top here, I'm going to measure, I'll measure 7 inches from the upper part. I'll measure 7 inches, and from there I'll just get a curve this way. Okay, then I'll come to the hem line of the dress. I'm going to input a hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 10 inches. So my client's hip measurement is 48 divided by 4. That will be 12. Then plus extra 10 inches. That will be 22. So at the hem line, I'll measure 22 inches. 22 inches. And then from that 22 inches, I'll just connect it. Come and meet this point like this. Okay. We need to input that position where we want our belt hole to be. So from the top, I'll measure our waist length. My client's waist length is 17.5 inches, so I'll make a mark at that point. Okay, so at that 17.5 inches point, I'm going to measure from this edge. Now I'm going to measure our waist circumference measurement divided by 4. My client's waist measurement is 34 divided by 4, that will be 8.5. So this 8.5, I'm going to add extra 2 inches to it. That will be 10.5. So I'll mark 10.5 here. This is 10.5. Then from there, I'm going to go up From this my mark, I'm going to go up by 3 inches this way. Okay, go up by 3 inches, and then I'll come down by ½ inch like this. So let's take it again. So from the top, I measure down 17.5 inches, which is here. And at that 17.5 inches point, I measure from the edge here, I measure a waist circumference divided by 4 plus extra 2 inches. My client's waist circumference is 34 divided by 4, that will be 8.5. Then with extra 2 inches, that will be 10.5. So I measure the 10.5 here. So this is the point. Then, you know, we already have 17.5 here. So from this 17.5 length, you just at this mark go up by 3 inches and then come down by ½ inches. Hope it's clear. Just like this. Can you see? Then after that, just form like an oval shape here, like this. Like an oval shape, and then you're going to cut it out. So the next is just for us to cut it out. So I'll first cut on the back neckline this way. Okay. Make sure everything aligns properly. Don't want to mess it up. So I'll just cut the shape out from here. Okay, so the next thing we are going to cut out is this opening that we have at the middle of the fabric. So before you cut it out, you may need to pin it so that they can align properly. You don't want to mess it up, you know. It on both sides so that it will not shift. Then I'll make a cut like this. Can you see? Then you can now go ahead and cut out the shape that is there. Cut it out. You can see the way it is. So you can see it. Okay. So the next thing now is to remove the pins from that side, from the opening. I'll just take off the pin. Then before, I will also notch this point, you know, the edge of the sleeve. I'll notch it like this. That will get me later so that I don't mess it up. Okay, so the next thing I'll do now is just for me to remove the 2 layers that is inside. The 2 layers inside this way. So that notch that you have at the shoulder, like that sleeve opening, let it guide you. So it's like this now. Take extra time to pin them. So you have to pin it very well. And then here also let it align well as well. Can you see what I have? So can you see? So the next thing now, I'll just cut the front neckline. But before I cut it out, I will ensure I align it very well as well. Okay, so you can see I've rearranged it. I've removed the 2 inner layer, and I ensure my neckline is well arranged, and then the notching here also, they match each other very well, and the center, they are aligned as well. Make sure everything align properly before you do the next step. So the next step now is just for you to cut the front neckline, and then you are going to slit it all the way down. Okay. Just slit it from here now all the way to the hem line. To the hemline, and this is what we have. You see. So the next thing we have to do now is to cut what we are going to be using as the collar. Okay, but because I only have 4 yards, meaning we'll have joining at some point, so I'm going to cut out a strip of fabric that measured the neckline, you know, starting from the hem line of the front slit. We measure the neckline all around to the back neckline, and then back again to the beginning of the front neckline. Whatever length you have, that's what you're going to be using as the collar. Okay, so you need to cut the length, and in this case now, since we're using 5 yards, you're not going to have it very long, so you may need to join. Okay, when you're joining, make sure you join it well so that it's looking nice and beautiful. So I'll cut it out, and the width is going to be 8 inches. So I'll just cut 8 inches like that, and I'll join it together, and that will serve as the collar. Okay, so I'm going to cut it out 8 inches. And you also need to cut out your belt, so don't forget. Okay, so if you open your Bubu, like if you spread it, this is how it's looking. So this part is the shoulder area. You can see it has joining. This is the back neckline. This is the back neckline, and this is the front neckline. Okay, so the first thing I would like us to do is just to finish this opening here. Okay, finishing this opening is a little bit tricky, but it is doable. Okay, so just watch what I'm going to do. So I'll find my way around. Just lift this one up this way. Lift it up this way so that you can access the wrong side of it. Okay, this is the wrong side. So mash the other side like this together, and then you're going to pin. Okay, so let me take that again. Make sure it is properly aligned. Before you do that, you may want to put notching so that by time, so just put a little cut here, so that way you have cut both the front and back together, and then put another notching here. Okay, so now you lift it up. Okay, lift the first layer up this way, the way I'm doing here. Okay, can you see? So this is one side from the wrong side. Okay, then grab the other side that is still right there on the table, mash them together. That way you have mashed them right side to right side like this. Okay, ensure your notching that you have there, they are matching. Okay, let it match. Let your notch match. Okay, and then you're going to pin it. You're going to pin it this way. So you go to your sewing machine now. You start sewing all around this little opening. It's a little bit tricky. Just follow through and sew it all around. Okay, so let's go and do that on the sewing machine, and you repeat the same thing to the second opening here. So you'll be sewing with 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. So make sure it's flat at every point. If you have not done it before, it may be a little bit difficult, but it's something you can do. It's not that hard, but a little bit hard. I'm being sincere, because I've been doing it for a long time. You may see that it's going on smoothly with me, but when you're sewing yours, if you have not done it before, it may be a little bit tricky. Not as if it's difficult, but it's just tricky. So make sure both of them lay on each other flat at every point. If it's squeezed, make sure you use your hand and smoothen it out, and you continue sewing till you get back to where you start from. I'm done stitching it. So the next thing is just for you to notch all around. So just notch all around the seam allowance. Cut close to the seam, but don't cut the seam. Okay. Okay, so now that we are done, you can see that it's smooth. That's it. It's nice and smooth. That's it. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Okay. Okay, so we are done with the opening. So the next thing we have to do now is for us to hem the sleeve opening, the sleeve. So just fold it 2 times like this and make your stitch here. Do the same thing to the second side of the sleeve. So you can see I'm done with the sleeve opening here. So the next thing is just for you to find your way inside so that you can close the side. Okay, you close the side with 1/2 inch. So just find your way around it this way and then go back to your machine and close it from this sleeve opening. Close it with 1/2 inch all the way down to the hemline of the dress. Easy. Okay, so we are done. I'll just quickly weave. So I've weaved the side also. You can see I weave it with the machine thread. So you may not see the weaving. Make sure you iron it and let it be nice and smooth. The width is 8 inches and the length is going to be the length from the neckline all around to the hemline. So I just want to join this fabric is by 60, so I'm just going to join. I'm just going to join it together to make it long. I want to fuse it now with my interfacing. Okay, side. I need to make sure it's very smooth at the right side, so make sure I iron it. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to fold it like this into two. Fold it into two again and iron it. So after placing it on fold, now we have 4 inches. So I went ahead to reduce it to 3.5 so that it will not be too wide. So that at the end of the day after sewing, it's going to be 3 inches because I'm going to use 1/2 inch to join it together with the bodice. Okay, so I'm done. So the next thing now is just to attach it all around the neckline of the bubu. Attach this to the neckline. Okay, we'll just go ahead. I'll attach this to the neckline. So I would like the joining here to be at the center back. So I'm going to just place it right side facing right side. But before you do it, you may need to notch the center back so that you are sure it's aligning well. So this is my center back. So I'm going to place this. I'll place this my joining together here, the center back, and I'll pin it. So I'll take back to the machine now. I'll stitch together all the way to the hemline and then back to this place all the way to the hemline. Okay, so now I'm done. The next thing I'm going to do is just for me to weave it. I need to weave it. So I'm done weaving. So the very last thing now is just for us to hem the down part of our dress. So just fold ½ inch in and then you fold 1 inch over, just the way I'm doing here. And you're going to take your machine and sew. But then I usually like to just finish it nicely with hemming gum first, then before going to the machine to stitch it down, because it's slippery and I want a perfect seam at the hemline because it's for a client, so I'm always extra careful with clients' clothes. Okay, so after putting the hemming gum, you can decide to leave it like that, but you know, after several washing it tends to remove, so it's better you just stitch on it. Okay, so our bubu is ready. You can see the collar, the sleeve opening, yeah, the keyhole. Then you can see I weave the collar with a matching thread. Okay, then I've also made the belt. Make the belt as well. And that will be all for today's tutorial. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please kindly subscribe. If you have found this video helpful, don't forget to click the like button, give the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Let's go. Freedom. Freedom. What? I need you. Baby, I'm falling for you. Baby, I'm falling for you. Baby, I'm falling for you. What? I need you. Baby, I'm falling for you.